Good evening, YouTube. See number 3 down here in the Carolinas. Some people wonder how to get in contact with me. I don't know how to tell them. But anyways, we got up on the table today. Some people say I got a boring video, but here it goes. I don't know what else to do. Jump around, hoop and holler around here won't do no good. But anyways, it's a davemade. Somebody put that on there. I don't know how they come about that, but and I don't know where this big long switch come from. It's pretty long, 2 inches long. But this thing come in with some major problems. It didn't have no, you couldn't talk through the box. Once you hooked the antenna up to it and radio up to it, you couldn't talk through it. It was about 5 watts of reflect, if not more, just talking through there. So you'd hook it up, go to talk on the radio, and look at your reflect meter, it would peg over. So it was pretty well open, you couldn't hear nothing through it. So I had a little relay in it. Had a little 5 amp relay. So I get this open with one hand. And a good buddy of mine gave me that for Christmas. Thank you. You know who you are. Man, that thing's nice. Wish I ain't got nothing to compare it to, but I ain't had nothing to compare it to, so it's nice. I like it. I think it'll do the job very well. It's the parts I took out of it. These old caps, they done got old. Both of them standard, tell them how old they are. Relay there. Yeah. She's kind of messed up. I don't know who done that. Coax connectors. SO239s. The center of them there, when you screwed the coax up to it, I mean, when you go to slide the coax in, the 259 in, you could just tell it was setting up in the center. It wasn't even hitting it wasn't even going in kind of snug. And these pretty decent connectors there, but they just didn't got old and wore out. Didn't have nothing hitting when he went to go in, both of them. And this drill bit didn't come out of it. But this was a tuning cap on it. This nut here, the other end of it, I don't know where it went, but this was holding the wire coming from a transformer going to the rectifiers. It was holding it on. And it wasn't even tight, and it was arcing. And you could key on the box and you'd hear brrrr, brrrr. Sound like it was going crazy. And I made sure both of those was tight. Put a new one in there, locked it down real good and tight. And these wires here, that kind of, if you can call it tidying it up, I just wrapped them around each other. And but you know, this ain't no A1 job. I'm just here to fix it back, and I can't spend a whole lot of time on it because it, you know, the customer ain't wanting to spend a whole lot of money. But you know, that goes. I ain't trying to make nobody spend nothing that they don't have to, but it had a 2-pin driver in it, and I separated the 2-pin, run a jumper from here to the relays without the 4-pin being hooked up, and the 2-pin with 1446s in it was doing really good, doing around 300, about 300 watts, and you don't really want to drive 300 watts into a 4-pin. I mean, even though it is Toshiba's, and yes, I do have a HD running on volts, this unregulated power supply, unregulated, blah blah. But anyways, the power supply, I put a choke on it. It only had that little cap there, and I mean that little resistor, and it just ain't enough. I don't even feel like getting hot anymore when turning it on. So I don't think that's doing anything. Do it look like it would get hot. This is 130 on, and it's a good bleeder, very good bleeder. I put them on many things. I like putting a bleeder on these power supplies. It helps choke. It kind of stabilizes the system a little bit, but I like putting them on a. Get back to the amp. So I took the 2-pill out of it, made a 1-pill for it, and like I said, it is a HG, and seems to be holding up pretty well. By the time you key on this thing, it drops down to about 16.5, which is still a little bit too high, but I've seen these run at 17 volts. But anyways, I got a little bit of attenuation in here. So that's a 4.7. There's two 4.7s, which is what, 2.5, 2.3, right there, in between the 1-pill and the 2-pill. I mean, 1-pill and 4-pill. And I'd like to add some metal clads back here, but I don't think he's wanting to pay for them. He's trying to get out, I think. He's trying to get out about as cheap as he can. Don't want to spend a whole lot of money on it. And I know this ain't a davemade, because I've never seen him raise these up like this, which is alright. Nothing wrong with it. You have good airflow all the way around it. But anyways, that ain't no bad idea. But anyways, I went through it. It had no feedback resistors and 104s, so I put some feedback resistors, 104s, retuned the input of the 4-pill, retuned the output because I went with HD, the output of the 1-pill, retuned the input of the 1-pill section, and the output. Believe it or not, it had, like I said, this on there. I hadn't even measured that in puff yet. We can do it. Break out my Durr. I love this meter. Very good meter. These little ends are kind of weird. Tried putting longer ones on it and they just don't work out right. You can go a little bit longer, but not much. 137 puff. Say 137.5, so 137, or either 138. But compared to the capacitance in there now, it's a world of difference. The capacitor hold up a 4-pill easy. And this is another one of the davemade boxes that didn't have any, the airflow would just go right out the back. I think somebody had some tape over it, but well, I had it down, had the board out of it and everything. I went on added a thick piece of plexiglass back there, and added the fan. One of the fans is in bad shape, so I put another fan in. That is a used fan, and I put a regulator on it because this is on unregulated power supply. It didn't have one of those. Let's see, where's the fan that came out of it? Oh, here. There's the fan came out of it, mate to the other one. But anyways, it sticks up above the, it hits the grill cases. You might not can see it on the phone, but this top sits up, and when you set it down on the grill facing, it just hits. It's hit me on the table. Which table ain't completely flat, but anyways, it hits when you turn it on. So I put a nut in it. It is a used one. Like I said, I could have put a new one on it, but I don't think he's wanting to, per instructions, he ain't spending a whole lot of money on it. Put a new set of relays in it, new key up circuit, new 15 puff, new SO239's back out. Reran the power wire, cleaned all that up some, which this is stock the way it came into me. And it's back up and running. There's a power on. It didn't have the switch on it, so I put a switch on it. It was, you just turn this on, it was kind of like boom, because it had some loose connections in it. And it's got a good bleeder in it now. Like I said, it didn't have a bleeder somewhat, just relying on that to bleed it down. And that wasn't working very well. You hook up a voltmeter on it. Have to put my glasses on. Getting old. Voltmeter. It's got a good bleed on it. She's going down pretty good. It has 21 volts. It takes a while. And this is on. It didn't make that big old boom noise again, so it's doing a little bit better. It's floating at 21.2. And everything's pretty smooth. Don't hear no noise out of the transformer. Ain't got nothing on the AC side. So that's good. And we're going to hit this thing up. It's 5 watt slug in reverse. 50 going back from the dummy load in that meter. This one here is 1000 watt going up to that meter. And it's going to be on RMS. Like I said, it is turned on now. This is my stock Cobra 29. They're a little hard edition radio. It's a microphone, a stock one. Not to that radio, but to another radio I got. And we're going to see what this thing does. This is in no peak kit on. Audio. That's going back towards the radio. And right there about a 50 watt key. Audio. 400. And turn it. Might gain up a little bit. That's variable power on this thing. Appreciate that rain make. That's a nice little thing. Yeah, I like it. Oh, hello, audio. Doing 400 bird. Like I said, there's it made again. That's 5 watt going back towards the radio. Hello, 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 hello. Gonna go to peak. Oh, hello. Doing pretty good. Just slamming that meter. And but it is on voltage now. This is the volts pull down. Oh, the old hello 16.8. So on the hook is here. One hook of ground. People say them Toshibas are rocking. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good, but you gotta remember, this is on a little bit more volts than when I normally run the HGs. And I have this resisted down a little bit. I have it resisted down about 10 ohm. So the fans ain't quite as loud as what it was. But it's sitting here floating on 21 volts. But she's blowing some good air. And she's blowing it where she's supposed to now. Blowing it directly out back here from about here over to here where it needs to be, up underneath the amp. Everywhere else ain't that coming out. So she's doing real good. Variables about it on it. Like I said, she's running up and good now. Again, that's with stock radio. Audio. Doing pretty good. Go back to RMS. Oh, over 400. I've seen the big 500. So she's doing real good. And that's with a 1-pill driver. Now when it had the 2-pill driver in it, this meter, reading RMS, you could give it just a little bit of drive. Now it's sitting at about a half a watt drive. That's all you need to drive this box with, a half a watt, and let your radio swing. You don't need no big radio. Little radio. You don't want no big one. Before, with the 2-pill 1446 in it, driving the way it was, you could, an eighth of a watt, and that junk would go boom. It would just key up 400 bird. You couldn't give it hardly any key. And I tried attenuating it, done messed around with it for about an hour that I didn't charge anybody for, because I only charged him 3 hours labor on this, which I did have a lot of work because I had to tear down, put another fan in, push this grill out. It was pushed in, push it back out, put a new switch in it, new LED, pull these out of it. I took it out of the case, I washed it, tighten up all these wires. It just takes time. And to, like I said, tear that apart, put a new one in it, rebuild the whole 1-pill section, retune it, put new relays in it, and get out all the junk that was in it before. I got 3 hours labor in it, which I probably got about 4 or 5. But I took this side off to get access to it. I got some pictures on Facebook of it where I took it out of the cabinet, and I've done some resorter work here, a little bit there. Like I said, put this choke in. So it's not easy to solder those things in on that big old thick wire. And redone this. It just takes a while. Before I put 2 new grounds on it. Before, the only ground it had was from the cap down to the transformer. I've seen Dave do that. Well, Joe. I don't know if Dave is actually done it. I see more Joe boxes around here than I do about anybody. I don't know who built this one, but I have a good idea who built it. But she's up and going now, doing what she's supposed to. So y'all have a good one. And I did put a block off plate over here. Like I said, I added that. I had to do a little modified cutting to that, so that took a little time. Had to gap it. You know, you see it gap back out around the bolt hole, around the pin nut. And I had to do a little trimming there, and put a block off plate there. And there's a block off plate over here, so all that just don't go out around the edge of the board. So over in here, it's a block off plate, and because it's heat sink from over here on over to there, so it's 100% of the air is going out through that heat sink. It ain't any leaking around or anywhere like that. It's a little gap between yonder, but I did lift that board up a little bit to kind of cover up those holes because they're so tall that you just can't cover them up unless you lift the board up. So the back of the board is kind of lifted, but then again you got this tab, and this tab holding it, which every time I've seen Joe do it, he put a piece of phenolic down through there. So I don't think this is a Joe built box or a Dave made built box. I got a pretty good idea from the fella that it's kind of up here in Virginia, that and he bought it from a guy that worked for Joe. So, but the poor fella's I already done the best I could. But it's up and going. It was going then. It just had way too much drive. Two 1446 is just way too much drive for that. And if you attenuate it through there, it just causes a whole lot more trouble. So it's better just to tear it down and do it the right way. And like I said, it didn't have feedback resistors, so I put those in. Took the caps out, checked those. Took this cap out, that cap out. It takes a lot of time to do that. And, you know, you might as well go on and check them. And this one was like $9.75. And this one was like $9.70. So it wasn't far off. But anyways, battery's going dead on this new phone, but it's been on all day. But alright, there you go. Have a good one. Later.